Commodities are speaking loudly, and it's not the story most expect. Welcome to Daily Market Waves by Investing Angles, where every candle speaks and every Elliott Wave whispers the next move before the crowd even blinks. Earlier today, our strategy and stock market update flashed signals you simply can't ignore, and now the commodity charts are adding fuel. Gold. Candles and technicals were crystal clear. Did you listen? Silver, what looked like a pause is now a breakdown. Oil, yesterday's subtle message turned into a strong move. Natural gas, the bullish streak might be hitting a wall. A larger drop is on the table. To our 26,000 plus subscribers, thank you. To over 1,000 new traders who joined us this weekend, welcome to the one channel where signals rule and headlines are always late. Now let's talk about gold. This is the chart today, and this is ugly. What I'm seeing here is a bearish continuation candle on a daily frame, a looming 8 by 20 EMA daily bearish cross, and on the 3-day frame, in 16 minutes, we are going to have a confirmation of reversal of a top. And technically, this is a huge escalation from the daily frame to the 3-day frame. And now we would be looking, the next one is for the weekly. And the weekly is just 2 days away, but it looks ugly already. It is going to be bearish engulfing unless bull do something drastic in the next 2 days before the Friday's close. Now let's have a look at Elliott Waves. This is the chart that we've been tracking for a while. Oh, not this one, the last one. And in general, what is happening right now? This is potentially an ABC formation. If gold finds enough power and reverses here, it would be a nice ABC, and we would be looking for higher prices. Let's see what happens. But if gold moves into the red rectangle here, this particular target, I would be looking for a potential impulsive wave of a higher degree. And this would be something like this. So this would be wave 4 here and wave 5 somewhere down there. So we don't know about this yet, but I'd like to keep in mind that waves 5 are usually the longest in commodities, particularly in gold. So let's see how long this wave 3 or current wave down stretches, and we will be talking based on this information. So far, candles are pointing down and are accelerating. So this is the gold futures, and the chart, also the weekly one, it looks even more bearish than the gold itself. So this is just as a reference point. Now what we are looking for is this one. This is an interesting chart. This is MACD, and remember that last week MACD made a bearish cross on the daily frame, which was the highest in 45 years. Now we are looking for the 2-day frame. It's confirmed, and by the way, this is the 2-day frame closure, and this formation is very much looking like a 3 black cross. I would say not an ideal one, but fairly close. And this is the 3-day frame. So today gold narrowly escaped forming a MACD bearish cross on the 3-day chart, but I think it is going to happen the first thing the futures open tomorrow or today. Well, that's the perspective, and this would be an escalation if it holds for another 3 days. If it reverses, well, that's going to be a different story. But so far, I would say that the 3-day call is much stickier than the daily or 2-day ones. And the final for gold, I would like to say this is GOD Gold Trust. And the candle looks bearish so far. If we look at the bigger frames, so technically everything bearish, and we are seeing the candle are losing level after level. And this would be the critical indeed closure on Friday, because closing below 294.53 would give us a strong bearish confirmation of a top on the weekly frame. I'd like to emphasize on the weekly frame. So if something happens, something super bullish happens, and GOD closes above this line, then we would be considering it bullish. But so far, you know, let's see how bulls are able to recover from the situation like this. So that's all about gold. Now let's move on to silver. And I'd like to say that if you found value in how we track the turns before the crowd catches on, this is the time to subscribe. We are building a community of traders who rely on deep technical signals and not headlines. If you like it, just say so and subscribe. Now let's move on to silver. So today, silver made a big move. Most likely it is completed a falling 3 methods. And this is the formation I'd like to highlight here. So the first candle, the red one, then we have 4 attempts to reverse, and another one, very strong one, below the low of the initial one. So this is falling 3 method. Now if we see a consolidation for another couple of days, well, it wouldn't matter very much, because right now the odds are very strong and the silver is expected to move down. So this 100 days moving average, the purple line, might be the next support, but taking into consideration the size of these candles, I highly doubt it's gonna support the trend here. Well, speaking about the 2-day frame, the candle is closing also bearish, with the chances to move lower. And this formation is much larger than we have on the daily frame. And similarly for the weekly, after this highlighted bearish engulfing, unsuccessful attempt to recover, now it looks like silver is forming another bearish candle, and this will be a continuation one. If we talk about Elliott waves, so it's still not very clear here. So there are still chances for all counts, including the green one, which would be wave 1, wave 2, and wave 3 upward, or it could be wave B and then wave C of a larger corrective action here, or a straightforward purple wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for wave 3, somewhere down there, but it would be much lower in this case. Let's see what this wave develops into and how it forms. So that's a very quick update on silver. Now let's talk about oil. Yesterday oil made a warning by failing to close above the high of the previous candle and formed inside candle. Now it formed a dark cloud cover, and there is a very good chance it continues downward tomorrow, because this particular move impacted the 2-day frame also, and now we can see an inside candle here, and this one is potentially a spinning top, so this formation could be even stronger. So that's the perspective for oil, and our chart remains unchanged for many weeks and months. Now both counts still remain on the table. Wave 2 has better perspective right now considering the candle signals. Wave C is still on the table, and if oil breaks above 64.695, it would invalidate the blue scenario, the impulsive scenario for blue. Well, that's all for oil, and now let's have a look at natural gas. So natural gas, but quick checkpoint. If the previous breakdown and all of them helped clarify the direction or risks, let us know by tapping the like button. It's a small signal, but it helps more than you think. Now back to chart. So silver, oh, pardon, natural gas formed, technically confirmed a reversal on the daily frame. Technically. So now the odds on the daily frame are bearish. At the same time, it formed a strong bearish engulfing on the 2-day frame. However, it's still holding above the support level, and I would be looking for confirmation first to see whether this move is indeed bearish. So at this point, it could be just a terminal candle, and we will see a reversal, a green candle next. So the same might happen for the daily frame, and we know natural gas for surprises like this. So far, the odds are bearish, but I would like to say exercise caution because it can happen. So this is not a very, very strong move here. And if we look at the bigger frame, for example, so it closed with a bullish candle last week. So far, it is building a bearish engulfing. So if it closes like this, then we will be looking for a bigger reversal, potentially lasting at least 1 or more weeks. But until we have a strong confirmation on the weekly frame, I would be very cautious. And speaking about the Elliott waves, so now we're looking for down wave, potentially wave C. It might be completed here, potentially, but there is also a chance that it gets extended toward this area. And this area, let me mark it. Oh, this is 356, 325 approximately. So this is the most typical retrace for wave 2. Let's see where it moves there. So I'm cautiously bearish on natural gas, but only on the shorter time frame. So starting with the weekly and larger frames, they are still bullish, and we need to see a clear confirmation and reversal for flipping them bearish. Well, that's a quick update on commodities today, and I'd like to wrap it up. So the writing was already on the wall in our strategy update, and commodities just underlined it. Gold followed the script, our signals fired days ago. Silver has officially broken down. This is no longer a consolidation. Oil escalated fast. Reversal or continuation, we'll know soon. Natural gas, technically clean, but today's candle could mark a turn. Want the full Elliott Wave maps, momentum breakdowns, and long-term targets? Head to investingangles.com. We forecast what others chase. Drop your tickets in the comments and share this with your crew. X, Reddit, Discord, Telegram, wherever sharp minds gather. Like it if it sharpened your edge. At Investing Angles, we don't follow, we forecast, before the crowd even blinks. See you in the next one.